Now at the studio, LiAmi Lawrence.
Israeli.com.
I propose that this Thanksgiving we have no turkey. We have a vegetarian Thanksgiving. Anything to do with turkey. You know, I said yesterday on Facebook, I said we could boycott turkey, but then I thought about it and they really have no products to boycott except for hashish. And I don't know where we're going to get hashish now if we boycott turkey. So for all my Israeli friends, we have to think twice about whether this boycott should actually go through or not.
So 818-582-6684.
Again, that's 818-582-6684. If you were on the telethon, please somebody call. This is Boaz Sharabi and
Sexologist is on the line with me, and her name is Sexy Dr. Susan Block. Shalom, Susan. You are very famous. You've been on TV for many, many years. You've hosted your own show on TV.
Yes,
you're known
correct.
for
including in Israel, by the way.
In the Holy Land? You defiled the Holy Land?
I always say from Hollywood to the Holy Land.
Is sex better in the Holy Land or in America?
You know, I think sex is always better with a hole or three. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's start in the beginning here. You told me that May is National Masturbation Month.
Yeah.
Did President Obama make this pronouncement?
Tens
or
of millions of records. She has won 5 Grammy Awards. She is the biggest singer in Latin America for 3 generations. We have a very special treat for everybody that's listening tonight because you are going to premiere your songs, which hasn't been released. Wonderful, sensational Maracela. And you just heard the song Kasas, Kasas, Kasas. I was kasassing all over the place. It was a big mess. I kasassed and I have to clean up.
Oh boy. Quizás in Spanish, not quizás
An
in
amazing
English.
guest. He's been on my show before. He's the star of Dancing with the Stars, Louis Van Amstel. You were dancing with the beautiful, sexy Kendra Wilkinson.
Kendra.
How did that feel?
Awesome.
Lisa and
I love
Walter.
Kendra.
Hi, Leah.
Hi. We have one of your best friends on the line,
Who is it?
Louis Van Amstel.
Hi, Louie.
Hi. I had no idea you were going to be on LiAmi's show.
I'm good. I was watching you last night. You were delicious.
So we're having a three-way on the air. That's why we brought Louis here.
Louie, I'm just
because apparently I'm not enough for you, so we needed Louis.
No, you believe me, you are more than enough.
Ask you a question, Lisa.
Yes.
Your title of your book is the funniest thing. How did you come up with that title?
Okay, the best thing about my ass is that it's behind me. ... And I don't have to look at it all the time.
Well, let me translate that for my audience, because remember, it's a Jewish-Israeli show.
Okay,
so
please.
what she's saying is the best thing about my tuchus is that it's behind me.
Our next guest,
Exactly.
the family attorney for Michael Jackson, and he's also been a family friend of Michael Jackson for many, many years. Welcome, Brian Oxman, to our show. Who do you think is responsible for Michael Jackson's death?
The people who were around Michael Jackson bear the responsibility for his death. And we look at them, and when we're prepared to file the proceedings against them, they will be named. But you know that the concert promoters and the people who were around him, they bear responsibility here. And there's just no way around it, LiAmi. I don't think Michael Jackson
is a
would have
Palestinian American, and get this part, check this out, he married a Jew.
She thinks I'm Puerto Rican, so don't tell her. Right?
You just came back from an Arab conference this weekend.
Yes.
So let's talk about that, because I saw some interesting postings on your Facebook and Twitter. And
We could be friends on Facebook, but it'd be tough to be friends in the real world, unfortunately.
Why do you say that?
Well, everything tries to keep us apart. People don't like Israelis and Palestinians coming together and, being friends, and there's just too many people that don't want to see this.
So do you and your wife have a wall between your bed?
We have a green line, in the house, and I'm not allowed to cross it. There's a curfew. We don't really have a marriage. We have kind of like an occupation, and she's very fair. She says if anything happens, we're going to split everything equally. She gets 72%, I get 28%.
The funny thing is you have a Jewish son. You're raising your kid Jewish.
Yeah, my wife calls him Aaron, and I call him Abdullah. So.
Shalom, and we're back on the LiAmi Lawrence Show, and I'm very happy and proud to present my friend Carol Connors, two-time Oscar nominee. Shalom, Carol. How you doing tonight?
Shalom, LiAmi. Mr. LL, since I'm CC, double initials.
That's right. We have LL and CC talking to each other, and BB is my producer.
And BB is my best friend, Barbie Benton.
There you go.
Who almost married HH, Hugh Hefner.
She lived with him for many years.
It was a great love of his life.
Now, how many millions did that record sell?
Millions. It's platinum. It's millions and quadrillions and gazillions of airplays. That Thank You, Sly Stallone and Bill Conti, You Bought My House in Beverly Hills.
It's the house that Rocky built.
Yeah, it is.
How was being Elvis's lover?
Well, remember, I was young at the time, and he was my first boyfriend. So, I mean, it was thrilling. But the best was when he called my home for a date. And my mother was from Poland, and my mother got on the phone, and she said, Annetula, there's an Elvis Presley on the phone for you.
Tell us the Elijah Kelly
I'll
story.
never
How you
forget
doing,
that.
man? It's incredible to be with you tonight.
With Zach for all the girls on the set, or how did that work out?
I don't think we had competition. I just think it's preference. It's either you either want vanilla or you want chocolate.
The blacker the cherry, the sweeter the juice, right?
Black of the berry, the sweeter the
The
juice.
audience don't know that you won an Oscar for Elma Gantry, and you have this image of this wholesome, beautiful, sexy lady for decades, and you won an Oscar for playing a prostitute.
Right. You can't win an Oscar for being
And here
Mrs.
he
Partridge.
is, Louis Gossett Jr. When I downloaded your Wikipedia, there was 11 pages.
Wow.
Who has 11 pages on Wikipedia? It's unbelievable.
Robert De Niro.
I think you give him stiff competition. What was your favorite role?
Well, you learn in back in your favorite roles when you're doing
Apparently, they blocked the Jews in. Pico Robertson was in a lockdown because of President Obama's motorcade.
Yes.
You don't lock a bunch of Jews down, but apparently
They tried.
all them Jews, they couldn't go out and get their bagels and coffee this morning. It was a nightmare all over the West Side.
On your
I don't
phone.
understand Obama, because I did admittedly vote for him. I'm one of the few people that still like him. But after the traffic jams tonight, I think he lost the Jewish vote in Pico Robertson. What chutzpah.
What chutzpah?
I don't know who he thinks he is.
I think he thinks he's the president.
Gay presidential nominee for the Republican Party. He's also Jewish. And let's just bring him out. Shalom, Fred. How you doing?
Hey, shalom. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. Now, my next question is Fred who?
Well, that's the big question. It's Fred Karger.
You're the first openly gay Republican. How many Republicans are closeted?
A lot. And not just Republicans. It's, I would say, pretty equal in both parties. There are rumors about everybody. The one that's really interesting to me, which I think we're going to start hearing about, because I've gotten actually a couple journalists who've called me, is Michelle Bachmann's husband, Marcus Bachmann. Definitely is very effeminate.
Well, since you just called Michelle Bachmann's husband effeminate, I take it that she's not going to make you her vice presidential
this
candidate.
Saturday. It ran on Jewish time. It was an hour late. You have all these people sitting there sweating like pigs. Finally, everyone goes outside. And then Abigail decided to have this great idea. She's going to release butterflies and make them free. Hundreds of beautiful butterflies.
Didn't she have the children release them?
The children released them. I was there and I watched the death of all these butterflies. They, every single one of them were opened up the envelope and they fell to the ground. These kids were traumatized. I called Abby. I said, I left after that. I'm like, at least I was there for the death of the butterfly march. These kids, there were kids crying. There were like vegetarian women crying. I can't believe she did this. The most beautiful butterflies. They done fell to the ground.
They done fell.
And they were like being stomped on by the people because people didn't know there were butterflies. It was dark. They were dead. Hundreds of butterflies were just dead. It was a very expensive fiasco. Among other jobs, I've had personal training, yes. I train celebrities and all that fun stuff.
Interesting. Quite a life.
Quite a life. I went from personal stripper, personal trainer, to working at the Israeli consulate.
Did you say stripper? Did I hear stripper?
Yeah. I was the one that brought striptease to Israel in 1989, and I did 3,000 shows.
What are you doing? Wait, I should be doing this interview. You did stripping in Israel? You did stripping, or you brought strippers to Israel?
No, I did the stripping. I got drunk. I was modeling underwear one night, and I got drunk, and I just started dancing in my underwear. And the next second, somebody said, "Hey, you should be a stripper." 3 weeks later, I had a club in Dizengoff Center. Happened 3 weeks.
How long before the underwear came off?
Some of the shows, the underwear came off very quickly.
Oy.
But I had the first ever all kosher strip joint in the world. Everybody was kosher, and the food was kosher.
The strippers were kosher?
The strippers were kosher. They were all circumcised. They were all kosher.